PSM's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com. Request your virtual quote and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express Walk-In Clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information. Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far. So they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Homestead High School and this edition of high school football here on SummitCitySports.com. I'm Thad Goff along with Rex Smith, bringing you the broadcast tonight from Homestead High School. And tonight we got the Homestead Spartans taking on the Cadets of Concordia. Both teams 1-0 coming into this game. And in just a moment, we'll get you a word from our sponsors. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, and reliable. Acme Bar and Grill is currently located at 1105 East State Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Order your favorite pizza, pasta, salad, and more with all with the click of a button. Acme Bar and Grill accepts orders online for pickup. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves and trust Kurtz Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. The world is waiting for you to make a difference in a way that only you can. Discover your strengths at Indiana Wesleyan University's residential campus in Marion, Indiana. Visit indwes.edu. Tom Steele Tire has been serving the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignment, engine diagnostics, and more. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been serving food consistently since 1973. Their recipes use only the best fresh ingredients. They are family-owned, and they pride themselves in great service. For more information, go to elaztecarestaurant.com. That's elaztecarestaurant.com. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. You can count on Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning to provide you with a system and solution that fits your unique needs. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Their specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in the new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral is needed, which saves you both time and money. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more. Thad Goff here with Rex Smith, bringing you the broadcast tonight between the Concordia Cadets and the Spartans of Homestead. Both teams come in at 1-0, and both teams have shown the ability to run the football this year. Both Amir Drew for Concordia and Braden Hardwick for Homestead rushed for over 100 yards last week.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Thad. And this is going to be such a good SAC matchup tonight. Two high-powered offenses. You mentioned Braden Hardwick. He carried it 25 times, rushing for 139 yards. He got in the end zone twice. He had a very good game. He was definitely excellent to watch. I loved watching the highlights. We were at Concordia, where they beat Southside 41-14. Homestead beat Northrop last week 43-6, by the way. The question for me tonight is, what will Amir Drew bring tonight? He was big last week. 18 carries for 118 yards. He had a long of 21. He also had 2 touchdowns, so we're going to have a very good battle on the ground tonight between these two teams.
And there's a bit of a difference between the quarterbacks tonight, predominantly as far as experience is concerned. Brandon Davis showed plenty of ability last week, but Luke Goody has split time with Jake Archibald throughout much of last year and has a lot of great experience coming into this season. He's been very productive so far.
Yeah, Goody is big. He's tall. He threw 4 touchdowns last week, 2 of them to former quarterback Jake Archibald, who had 5 catches and found the end zone 2 times. Goody was 19 for 33, 256 yards through the air. He was very impressive. Brandon Davis, the less experienced one, was still very impressive at times last week. He had great touch in the passing game. He was 13 for 23 with 235 yards through the air. He threw for 3 touchdowns, had an excellent game. Both teams won big, so we're going to see maybe it's the team who plays defense tonight is the one that's going to be coming out on top.
Now for Concordia, one thing they're going to need to get is they're going to need to get a lot of protection from that offensive line. You always need that, but especially in a game like tonight against Homestead, because Homestead has a couple of linebackers who are really good at getting in the backfield and forcing negative plays, particularly guys like Cam Rogers and Nick Martin.
Yeah, Cam Rogers is definitely a great player. He's going to make some moves tonight, that's for sure. And last week in the beginning of the game, particularly the first quarter for Concordia, Davis didn't have much room to operate in the pocket. That offensive line wasn't really holding for him, but that progressed during the game. We'll see if that continues to progress tonight and he gets time to operate and throw some of those deep passes in the direction of Jalen Vanderbosch, who he will certainly be looking for tonight.
And one thing that was an issue for Concordia last week is struggles with protecting the football. Amir Drew had a great game, but he also had a couple of fumbles as well. So that's one thing that they're going to need to correct as this game goes on, even one that they've been working on, I'm sure, during the course of the week.
Yeah, they'll try and clean that up. Kindig also had a fumble last week. The majority, as I mentioned, was to Jalen Vanderbosch, the throws. He had 8 receptions, a couple of touchdowns. The question for me tonight on the Concordia side is, can Kindig, Parnan, and Grossman get more involved? Can Davis find them? Can the offensive line give him time to spread the ball a little bit around the seniors, Kindig and Parnan, and then the junior Grossman? If they can get involved on top of Vanderbosch, who does everything for this team, he plays offense, defense, returns punts, that could be good for them.
We're about 5.5 minutes away from kickoff here at Homestead High School. We'll come back after this quick break here on SummitCitySports.com.
Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ant in action. Get
Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of high school football here on SummitCitySports.com. This is Homestead taking on Concordia here from Homestead High School. Look at the starting lineups. First for Homestead, Luke Goody is the starter at quarterback with Braden Hardwick at running back, Jake Archbold at slot receiver along with Camden Rogers. The two split ends are Griffin Little and Jared Kissler. Offensive line features Owen Heyer, Brady Parker, Robert McCrory, Brant Meyer, and Grant Parker. On defense, you have Matt Miller at nose tackle. At defensive ends, you've got Mark Deely and Bryce Raber. The linebackers are Nick Martin, Luke Palmer, and Cam Rogers. And in the secondary, you have Cole Etchison, Ryan Burton, Jake Archbold, Donovan Leonard, and Morgan Lehman. For Concordia, getting the start at quarterback is Brandon Davis. Amir Drew is the starter at running back. 4 wide receivers on the field for Concordia: Jaron Kindig, Jaden Parnan, Jalen Vanderbosch, and Tyler Grossman. On the offensive line, Damari Drew, Zach Zollinger, Jackson McKinney, Bubba Craig, and Caleb Asher. On the defensive line, Brock Allman gets the start with Landon Ratz at nose tackle, Isaiah Rusher the opposite defensive end, as Homestead now enters the field in front of their home crowd. That was the D-line for Concordia that I just announced. The linebackers are Cooper Harris, Matt Gegline, and Zach Zollinger. The defensive backs are Cam Vanderbosch, Cam Johnson, Nick King-Causey, Dontrell Johnson, and Jalen Vanderbosch.
Nick King-Causey, one of those seniors that we didn't mention the name very many times for Concordia last weekend. He'll have to definitely get involved tonight. Another couple of big players that we've already talked about that I just wanted to mention once again. We talked about Amir Drew and Jalen Vanderbosch for Concordia, as well as Braden Hardwick for Homestead. All 3 of those players were on the Summit City Sports Top 10 Players of the Week for Week 1. We put out a video on our Facebook page for those who haven't seen it. If you do want to check it out, definitely go check it out at some point. We'll list all the top 10 players from the week, show you some of their highlights, talk about what they did. All 3 had very good games. I mentioned Jake Archbold, the former quarterback for the receiving corps for Homestead. Also, Sam Scavo, another name to watch in the receiving game for Homestead. And then also, we've talked about Cam Rogers, big number 41 for the Spartans. He's going to get a few targets tonight on offense as well. Pay attention to him. He's got a big cast on his left hand. He's recovering from a broken wrist. He had a couple catches last week, though. Had, I think, 1 carry as well. So he'll get involved as well as Hardwick in that running game.
Both teams have very productive wide receivers. Concordia, we saw Jalen Vanderbosch last week. He had over 100 yards receiving, 8 catches, a couple of touchdowns. Tyler Grossman was the second leading receiver on this Concordia team a year ago. Now for Homestead, they got a couple of guys at 6'3". One of them, a returning starter who was very productive, Griffin Little. Now Little had an off-season injury. I believe he did have an off-season injury that he recovered very well from. He is on the field. He is dressed for this game. He did play last week, so he's expected to play. We'll see what kind of production he puts up tonight. Jared Kissler is another 6'3" wide receiver. If I'm not mistaken, he's a junior. So we will see if Homestead starts to look to those guys on a consistent basis as this game goes on.
Yeah, definitely Concordia will be looking towards their seniors as you're watching the captains from both teams go out to center field right now for the coin toss. Vanderbosch, he had that you mentioned one of those touchdowns. It was in the far right corner of the end zone. Beautiful pass from Davis. Caught it right in the corner. It was one of the longest plays of the night, I do believe. So we'll watch out for Vanderbosch as well. He went down with an injury during the game last week, but did get up and walk off under his own power. So hopefully he's still feeling well tonight and will be able to produce as usual. The good news for us tonight, Thad, is that Concordia is in their white uniforms, which means we can read those numbers a lot easier, and we can tell that 8 for Vanderbosch a lot easier as well.
Yeah, Vanderbosch is out there right now, one of the captains, along with Brandon Davis, and also number 16, that is Cooper Harris. And Caleb Asher, another one of the captains out there for Concordia. And I think they have just done the coin toss.
This should be a good matchup. I talked about the high-powered offenses. That's kind of the preview going into this game. So, we'll see if either defense can step up, but I'm looking forward to seeing what these two teams can produce out on the field tonight.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Homestead is going to get the ball. Nope. Homestead did win the toss, but they elected to defer to the second half. So they will kick to Concordia.
So they'll see if they can get their defense out on the field to start the game and see if they'll do their jobs and put their offense on the field right away. Homestead definitely has a good home field advantage here tonight. They've got quite the crowd, including their student section, which is riled up. Bit of a different thing that you see with this football team tonight is their senior night, so they listed all the senior cheerleaders and football players before the game, so this student section is riled up. They're ready to watch their teammates go.
So we are ready for football here at Homestead High School. Homestead hosting Concordia. Second week of the high school football season in the state of Indiana. They play 4 12-minute quarters. And there was a new rule added in the offseason, but we will get to that later depending on what takes place in this game. So Concordia will get the ball to start things off.
Right away, Brandon Davis will get a chance with that offense, see if they can move them down the field. In the first half last week, despite having good conditions like we do tonight, it seemed like they couldn't really, every time they made a big play, they'd kind of take a step backwards. So we'll see if they can get some momentum and push the ball down the field right away.
Jalen Vanderbosch and Cam Johnson are back to return the kick for Concordia.
Kicking off for the Spartans to the 35, Gunnar Fry.
Gunnar Fry to kick it away. And we're underway from Homestead High School. An angled kick toward the sidelines, bounces back in, and Cam Johnson able to field it, breaks a couple of tackles, and gets it across the 20-yard line, pounding his way across the 25. He was surrounded by blue shirts but would not go down.
Yeah, good start there for Concordia. Got a couple extra yards, give Davis a little more breathing room there behind them, between him and the end zone.
So Concordia will start from its own 27-yard line. Brandon Davis was 13 for 23 last week with over 200 yards passing. But again, this Homestead defense has some guys that are really good at getting after the quarterback. Really good at getting in the backfield and affecting the run game as well. Operating from the pistol are the Cadets. And they hand it off to Drew right away on first down. He breaks through up to the 35-yard line.
That's a great start for Amir Drew. Going to put him already in a great scenario, second and very short. This could be a chance where they try and take a chance here right off the bat. They go right to Drew to start things off.
It's going to be second down and a yard for the Cadets.
Maybe right here you try and see if you can get Vanderbosch to break free, take a shot, because if not, short yardage gain, you can hand it off to Drew on third down.
Drew will get the call, and he's dropped behind the line. I believe that was Mark Deely.
Ball carries Drew again, this time stopped for a loss of about 2 yards.
I thought they might go long there, but you're never going to go wrong handing the ball off to Amir Drew, that's for sure.
Cam Rogers in on that tackle as well for the Spartans. And it will be second down and about 3, it looks like. The ball at the 34. Cadets need to get the ball to the 37-yard line to convert for the first down. Hand off to Drew, breaks a tackle in the backfield, lunging ahead. He's close to the marker. We'll see where they spot it. And it looks like he may be just a little bit short.
I think they might give it to him here. They're right at the 41.
It is a first down.
Just enough for a first down for Concordia.
So Concordia able to move the chains on their first series from scrimmage.
First down and 10 from the 37.
And timeout taken by Concordia. Looks like they might not have been aligned right.
Yeah, he didn't like what he saw there. They're always in that spread offense. Got at least, trips to the left or right. Always got a bunch of receivers out there, but an early timeout there for the Cadets.
An officials timeout here.
Actually, they're going to call it an officials timeout.
That's interesting. It looked like the Timeout may have come from Concordia, but nonetheless, no score so far. We've got 9:55 to play here in the first quarter. And Concordia has moved the ball well. First couple of plays, Amir Drew, 3 carries, 10 yards so far. And it'll be Drew the lone back with trips to the near side of the field for Concordia. Here on 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Davis running out of time and taken down. Cam Rogers and Nick Martin. Nick Martin came out of there with a football, but I don't think they're giving him the fumble.
They might say Davis was down first, but nonetheless, that's exactly what Homestead wanted to really start this game, kind of push Concordia back, see if they can get a stop here, flip the field, and get good field position for their offense.
2nd down and 20. That was the first pass play of the game. And we talked about Nick Martin and Cam Rogers at the top of the broadcast. Those are 2 guys that led this team in tackles for loss last year. They were 2 of the top players in tackles for loss for the Spartans last year. And whistles blow, and it looks like Concordia may be backed up here.
Yeah, we're going to get a false start.
Penalty flag before the snap.
It is indeed a false start.
False start called on Concordia. It's a 5-yard penalty. Will replay 2nd down.
This is kind of how Concordia started the game last week. They got a couple of good offensive plays pushing forward, and then all of a sudden they're going the wrong direction.
Concordia got it going in the second half.
2nd and a long ways to go, 25.
Pistol set again. Davis looks to throw. Across the middle, all right off the hands of Vanderbosch. That was a catch that he easily could have had.
Yeah, Vanderbosch had bumped right off his chest. You wonder if he heard Donovan Leonard, number 8, there coming, heard his footsteps because he got cracked right afterwards, but didn't have the ball with him.
This will be 3rd down and 25. Had a sack and then a penalty on this series of downs ever since Amir Drew picked up the first down on the ground.
Now you wonder if they go conservative here and just try to get some positive yards to help the punt game, or if they do take a shot and try and convert this thing.
Davis has time. Downfield, incomplete, well covered. And I think that was Donovan Leonard, number 8 at corner, who made the play.
It was Leonard once again, and back-to-back drops by Vanderbosch. Not a good start for him after a great week last week.
So Concordia will be forced to punt, and we will see this Homestead offense for the first time this season. Well, we will, but you've probably gotten a chance to see them. They played at Northrop last week, had a huge win. Started off that game with a safety. And speaking of safeties, this game last year at Concordia was decided by a safety. Homestead gets a little pressure there, but the punt gets away. Fielded on the run by Archbold. He breaks 1 tackle and a second one, battling for extra yardage, and he gets it out across the 45. Great field position for the Spartans.
Yeah, they're going to start in the 44 of the Cadets zone. That's great field position to start. We'll see what Luke Goody can do with it.
So many weapons on this Homestead offense. Luke Goody, a multi-sport athlete. You'll also see him on the basketball court. And one thing about this Homestead athletics program, they got a lot of very experienced head coaches in their athletics program. Chad Zolman, the head football coach, now in his 16th year. He's won over 100 games. The boys and girls basketball coaches are both very experienced, both Chris Johnson for the boys and Rod Parker for the girls.
Oh, yes. They've had some great success here over the years, and Goody having some success, that's for sure. 6'6", he can definitely see over that line as he takes the snap.
Fakes the handoff, gets some pressure, downfield wide open, and there's Griffin Little inside the 20-yard line.
Well, what can you say? An excellent start for the Spartans, and they're already threatening to score in the red zone.
Griffin Little, who had that offseason injury, was the leading receiver for the Spartans last year. Had a couple of catches in last week's game against Northrop.
First down and 10, Homestead.
It's 1st and 10 for the Spartans. They go to the ground this time. Braden Hardwick cuts it upfield toward the 10-yard line. A good run there on first down by Hardwick.
Yeah, Hardwick going to get a lot of carries tonight. We talked about him in the pregame. Had a big week last week. He carried it 25 times. You can expect to probably see that same number tonight as well.
Second down and 5.
Hardwick had 25 carries and 2 touchdowns last week. Leading receiver for the Spartans was Sam Scavo, over 100. He actually had exactly 100 yards in that game, 6 catches. This is 2nd and 5. They motion Little to the opposite side of the field. The toss to Hardwick, changes direction, still on his feet, and tries to pound his way to the 5. That's going to be enough for the first down, it looks like.
It was a good cut there, and Vanderbosch is the one who probably just saved a touchdown. He was in there first to make that tackle.
So it'll be 1st and goal from just outside the 5-yard line. Camden Rogers comes onto the field. He plays both offense and defense. We'll see him at slot receiver. He's been used as a running back.
I just love the fact that he can catch the ball still with a cast on the left hand. It's a good thing he's dominant on the right side.
They're going to have him line up as the up back here and hand it to Hardwick. Stumbles a bit and goes down after about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, it looks like he tripped up on his own left tackle's feet. If not, he probably would have been in the end zone there.
2nd down and goal for Homestead. A couple of defenders switch into the game for the Cadets. That's Sam Hudson coming in, giving Cooper Harris a breather. Now Homestead, if I'm not mistaken, they joined the SAC in 2015.
They've done pretty well since then.
Head coach Chad Zolman in his career has 3 sectional titles. Again, this is his 16th year. Throwing the slant is Goody, touchdown. And there's Griffin Little with his first touchdown catch of the night. First touchdown catch of the season as well for Griffin Little.
It's definitely a great, patient throw.
And now we await the extra point. Gunnar Fry coming out to kick. It'll be Jake Archbold to hold. We did see a couple of missed extra points last week at Concordia. They get it down. And the kick is good, and it's a 7-0 lead for Homestead on their home field over the Concordia Cadets. Well, the Homestead Spartans strike first with a touchdown pass from Luke Goody to Griffin Little. Griffin Little with 2 catches on that drive. Here's again.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
A 7-0 lead for Homestead on their home field over Concordia. Luke Goody with the touchdown pass to Griffin Little. That's Little's first touchdown of the season. This kick angled toward the sideline, but it will be fielded by Cam Johnson. Gets it out across the 30. Johnson still on his feet until now.
Two great returns to start the game by Johnson, giving his team good field position, and usually he'll kind of split that. Sometimes we'll see Grossman back there with Vanderbosch, but we saw a little bit of Cam Johnson fielding punts last week, and a good start for him tonight. Kickoffs as well.
Well, it was Amir Drew who had the success on the ground on that first drive, able to convert the 3rd and short. But after that, the Cadets went backwards. We'll see if they can respond on their second possession of the game.
Yeah, we'll see if they go towards Vanderbosch again as well, try and get him a catch and get him going.
Option toss to Drew, breaks a tackle, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and may have even gotten a yard on the play.
Here, Drew, the ball carrier to the left side.
It's a good cut there by Drew to get upfield a little bit around the defenders there. If not, this might have been a big loss for the Cadets.
They say he got back to the line of scrimmage, so 2nd down and 10. A lot of high school games, as always, going on in the SAC. You've got Snyder taking on Carroll tonight. Bishop Dwenger also playing host to Northside. Pass is caught across the middle. Vanderbosch, there's his first catch of the game. He's got the first down.
Gets it right at midfield, and good for him to get a catch after the first 2 drops on that first series. We'll see if that gets him going for this Cadets offense. They can surely use him. They go towards him a lot. This is also where we talked about in the first series. We saw this last week as well. Cadets starting to get a little momentum here. They can't start to go backwards. They can't have turnovers. They can't have penalties. They got to keep pushing the ball down the field if they want to keep pace in this game, because this Homestead offense is going to keep going.
Operating from the pistol are the Cadets. Blitz shown. There's the handoff to Drew, and he pounds his way out across the 50-yard line to the 47.
And gets himself 3 yards there. Nice little run to the right side.
Again, both these running backs carried the ball for over 100 yards last week.
These are 2 of the better running backs we'll see in the SAC all year, that's for sure, especially Drew. He's just a powerful back.
Operating from the shotgun is Davis. They motion Grossman out to the near side, rather. Davis sets up the screen to Drew, and unable to slip a tackle is Drew. That was Luke Palmer who got to him.
It looked like a broken play, though, and that was really essentially no gain. So now they're going to face 3rd and 7. You wonder what type of play they're going to draw up here with head coach Tim Manigal.
Less than 4 minutes to play in the first quarter between the Cadets and the Spartans.
Another gorgeous night for football. This is great.
Davis back to throw, running out of time. Now he'll take off. Can he get there? He does. And Davis slides at the 36-yard line for the first down.
Great play by Davis. The line broke down. There was plenty of room for him to move there, and he took full advantage. He didn't have any guys open down the field, so he took off, broke a tackle, and first down Cadets. Still moving down the field.
Cadets were not able to make it into Homestead territory last week. They were not able to make it in Homestead territory on the last drive. Here Drew lines up behind Davis. Davis looking to throw to the far side, complete. That's Vanderbosch, broke a tackle and down to about the 26. And maybe another first down.
Another catch by Vanderbosch after the 2 drops early, 2 straight catches now. And they're going to keep throwing to him. Like I said, he had 8 receptions last week, more targets than anyone else on the team. He's definitely who Davis is looking for, who he's comfortable with, and who he clearly has the most chemistry with so far to start this season off.
This is 2nd down and 1. He was a yard short of the line to gain. Vanderbosch had 8 catches a week ago in the win against Southside. Concordia's got another big game next week. That's back at home against Snyder. Handoff goes to Drew, and he's got the first down right at the 35. He needed a yard. He got about 2.
Usually the case with him.
Had a 20-yard gain on a 3rd and inches last week.
Yeah, and that wasn't even as long. As long was a 21, so he had a lot of running last week.
I believe he had 2 touchdowns in the win over Southside. That Snyder team that I mentioned that Concordia is going to be playing next week, they are hosting Carroll tonight. It's a matchup of 2 former colleagues. We've got a timeout on the field, and I think they're measuring for this.
Yeah, they're going to measure.
Thought he needed the 30 or the 26 to get the first down. It's beyond that.
First quarter, Carroll 7, Snyder 0.
And we do have a score from that Carroll-Snyder game. Carroll leads at 7-0.
Yeah, that should be a first down.
He got it by a nose. He got the score from that Carroll-Snyder game. Carroll was leading 7-0, we just heard. That's a Carroll team that they're coming off a 3-win season, but they've been very successful under head coach Doug Dinan. He's in his 10th year now. He's won 3 sectional championships with the Chargers. He's a former assistant coach at Snyder, so that's a game that certainly means a lot to him.
Yeah, and you know what, Snyder, such a tough matchup, but Carroll's going to be an exciting, good team this year. And it's very early, but that'd be incredible if they could pull that win off tonight.
Got a sophomore quarterback in Jeff Becker, who threw for over 230 yards last week. Here's Davis looking to throw on first down. Downfield, double coverage, a little bit high for Vanderbosch, and Vanderbosch is slow to get up.
Yeah, he jumped really high trying to grab that with his right arm, came down, bounced off his lower back. Gets right up, though, in his walk-in under his own power. Looks like he's okay. Might have just taken a hard fall.
Now, there was a safety closing in. So not a surprise that Davis was almost forced to throw that ball high.
That's a play the Cadets like, though, thrown to the right corner with Vanderbosch. He's going to come off the field and take a breather for this 2nd down play here.
Minute 32 on the clock here in the first quarter. Homestead leads Concordia 7-0. Had a 3-yard touchdown pass from Luke Goody to Griffin Little. Option to the left side. Davis, late toss to Drew, and he is dropped behind the line. Jake Archbold with a tackle and a little bit of help from Ryan Burton.
I think Davis held on to it just a little bit too long that time. He was indecisive. He didn't know what to do. The defense wasn't committing either way, and that put Drew in a bad spot.
Third and 13 after the negative play.
Vanderbosch still will not be on the play for this, or on the field for this 3rd down here.
The good news is he is walking under his own power on the sidelines. Three wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. Davis against a blitz, throws to the sideline. Flag is down, incomplete. That was well covered by Morgan Lamont. But we'll check the penalty.
Yeah, flag back near the line of scrimmage.
Pass was intended for Jaron Kindig. That almost looks like Mike DeFee out there at midfield, that referee.
That's going to be holding on the Cadets here. That's going to bring them back 10 more yards.
It's going to be 4th and 13 after the penalty. I think they're going to decline the penalty because of the down and distance. Now that would mean that Concordia is technically in field goal range, but we'll see if they bring out the field goal unit.
You know, even at the 27, that makes it a little bit of a longer. Now they're going to place the ball back.
Yeah, they're going to mark it back to about the 37, no, even further than that. Mark it off from the spot of the foul.
They do accept it, so this moves them all the way back to the 41. So, I mean, this is they got to get all the way back down to the 15.
So that's going to take Concordia out of field goal range, but they do have another down to get into that distance. Accepting the penalty, of course, makes it 3rd and 25.
Vanderbosch back out on the field. He's at the top of your screen right now.
Low snap, and it gets away. Picked up by Davis, running to his left, throws on the run, incomplete. And a tough play over there trying to get it to Luke Speckard, who was in double coverage.
Yeah, Cole Etchison and Ryan Burton were both right there for the Spartans, and Speckard was in a tough spot. But now, I mean, they're in no man's land. Do they punt it away here? Yes, they do.
It's 4th and 25. I got to imagine that's what they're going to do. Vanderbosch back to punt. He punts, he returns punts, he's a receiver, he's a safety, does just about everything. Check that, that's actually Parnan. Jaden Parnan sending the punt away, and it rolls into the end zone. We'll keep it here with 28.6 to go. The Spartans will start this drive from their own 20-yard line. Their first drive was a success. Now, they had great field position to start that drive, but they got the ball in the end zone. Luke Goody completing to Griffin Little.
Yeah, that was not the response the Cadets wanted. They had the right movement down the field, but unfortunately for them, they couldn't punch one into the end zone, and now I'm sure Homestead will try and work this into the second quarter and see if they can put another score on the board.
All they had to do there was move the ball to the opposite hash mark, and now they're moving it back to the left hash.
Where are we going?
I've never seen that before. I don't know if you have.
I'm sure I have. You see so much, so many things, and every time you think you've seen it all, you see something new.
And Homestead's now trying to motion guys to the right side of the field. Had both Little and Rogers waving guys to the far side. Well, this is not a matter of Homestead milking the clock. The clock is not started.
Yeah, nor is the play clock.
Handoff will go to Hardwick, straight up the middle, and a good run on first down. Gets it out across the 25-yard line.
That was a very good run by him. I thought he might break that one open. Good 7-yard run.
Mentioned that Concordia has a home game against Snyder. Next week will Homestead. They have a home game against Bishop Lures. But that play is the final play of the first quarter. The clock has run down to 0. And we will now play the second quarter. 7-0 Homestead with the lead. Griffin Little touchdown catch from Luke Goody is the difference in the game so far. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game. the game of life.
Welcome back, everyone. This is high school football here on SummitCitySports.com. Homestead with the lead over Concordia. That pass incomplete, intended for Little. Flag is down on the play, so we'll check the penalty. Still sorting it out.
A 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
I think it's going to be a holding call against Homestead.
Yeah, that moves him back 10 yards.
They'll replay second down. Second down and 15.
Yeah, so now they have second and 15 to go. Concordia trying to get set here on defense.
Goody looks to throw. Incomplete. That looked like miscommunication between Goody and I think that was number 81, Nate Anderson.
Seemed to be the same case on the prior play as well. So now they're facing 3rd and 15. Long ways to go. This could be a big stop for the Cadets if they can get it.
Here's Goody back to throw. Downfield, too high. He was going for Jared Kistler, a 6'3" wide receiver, but it's 4th down, and Homestead will punt it away.
And Cam Vanderbosch was just steps away from having an interception there for the Cadets, but now Grossman and Jalen Vanderbosch will go back and get set up around the 45 and try and get a punt here and get some extra yardage and get some good field position for the Cadets.
Vanderbosch and Grossman wait at about the 44-yard line.
Spartans punting from their own end zone here.
And a short punt it is. That's going to go out of bounds right at the 46-yard line in Concordia territory. In Homestead territory, I beg your pardon.
So this will be a great offensive field position start for the Cadets. Already in Spartan territory, we'll see if they can take advantage.
That's where Concordia will start. First down and 10.
Concordia has moved the ball well today. As Davis operates from the gun. He looks to throw on first down. Going to take a shot, has a man there. It's Vanderbosch, and he almost made the catch. He was well covered on the play.
Donovan Leonard, great defense, not pass interference at all. Got there right at the right time, got his hand in there and knocked the ball loose, but almost still a spectacular catch by Vanderbosch and a great throw by Davis, by the way.
Second down and 10 after the incompletion.
That would have been huge for Concordia Lutheran if they could have converted that. Put them right on the goal line.
Three down for Homestead. Davis throwing out in the flat, that's complete. And Vanderbosch reaching for that first down marker. We'll see if they give it to him. Looks like he may be a little bit short. And they're going to mark him a yard short. Needed the 36. They mark it at the 37 instead.
3rd and 1. That brings us to Amir Drew territory. See if they just hand this off to him and let him take it right and try and pound his way for a first down here.
Handoff is to Drew, but he's stopped in the backfield. And that's Cam Rogers.
The ball carrier stopped immediately by Cam Rogers.
So that brings them to 4th and 2 now. They actually lost a yard on that play. At the 38, do you go for it here?
Well, we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little play action pass perhaps, especially after that negative run play.
Play clock's already down to 10 here. Don't have time to try and draw the defense off sides.
Concordia just broke the huddle. And now I think Tim Manigal wants a timeout, and he does.
Timeout called by Concordia.
And I believe that's their first timeout of the half.
Scores around the area.
It is.
It's Snyder and Carroll tied at 7 in the second.
We just got word Snyder and Carroll are tied at 7. Bishop Dwenger leading 7-0 over Northside. Another score going on tonight. That Northside team under second-year head coach Michael Brevard. Wonder what kind of steps they're going to take forward in the years to come. Now, they went from 0-10 in his first year to 2-8 last year. So, be interesting to see if Northside continues to improve, much like we've seen from Wayne in recent years. They went from 0-10 in Derek Moore's first year to winning 9 games a year ago.
Sure, yeah, and it'd be great to see.
In fact, Tim Manigal, the head coach at Concordia, he had an 0-10 season his first year, but built that program into a winning team. Had, I believe it was a 9-win season in his 4th year at the helm.
On 4th and 2 here for the Cadets, what do you run? You got to think the defense is going to be prepared for an Amir Drew run. You got trips to the left here on the top of the screen.
Drew lines up right behind Davis in the pistol.
Vanderbosch all by himself on the bottom. And
Davis running out of time, takes it himself, and I don't think he got there.
That's going to be very close. I don't think he got there either. I think he's going to be about half a yard short.
The official is standing right at the 37-yard line, which is a yard shy of the line to gain. So that's going to be Homestead football, and that is what's being signaled. And so the Spartans will take over.
Davis was looking for Vanderbosch in solo coverage off to his right, but didn't have much time there. As soon as that ball was snapped, the pressure was coming.
10:36 left to go here in the second quarter. Homestead with a 7-0 lead. They scored on their opening drive. This is their 3rd possession of the game. Goody, quick throw, complete. Across the 40, it's Jake Archbold breaking tackles. Gets into Concordia territory. Still on his feet. Out across the 40, a heck of a run after the catch by Archbold.
Yeah, what a play there by Archbold. Even broke the tackle from Vanderbosch as he tried to get him. Just refused to go down there.
About a 29-yard gain there for the Spartans.
29-yard gain. What a play by the former quarterback.
They set it up at the 34-yard line. Hardwick trying to bounce it outside, gets loose. Across the 30, dragged down at the 28. A good run by Hardwick. Able to find a hole when it seemed like there wasn't one there. But he gets 6 yards out of that carry.
This Homestead offense is just, they're clicking right now on all cylinders tonight, just as they were last week, and they're looking smooth. Concordia still struggling to start things off tonight.
Motion some guys to the right of the formation. Griffin Little and Cam Rogers, the guys moving. And there's Hardwick breaking a tackle at the line, gets the first down. All the way down to the 20-yard line. A good run by Braden Hardwick.
Hardwick, the ball carrier. 7-yard pickup, good enough for a Spartan first down.
Homestead was able to score on their first possession of the game. as they try now to add to their lead. And whistles will blow this thing dead. Flag comes in. Looks like it's going to be a false start, and there's the signal.
Homestead's threatening, looking like they can move it here and work their way into a 2-touchdown lead, and that's not the position Concordia wants to be in the first half.
Homestead finished 7-4 last year. Concordia finished 5-6. As Goody takes the snap, looks to throw the screen to Hardwick out in the flat. Hardwick, good tough run across the 20-yard line. Well, we've seen Goody hit a couple of short passes on this possession, and it's helped the Spartans to get some small chunks of yardage and move the ball effectively.
Yeah, not many incompletions tonight from Goody. Had the 2 back-to-back there on the last series, but didn't do any harm for them. Now he's moving the ball once again.
Straight ahead goes Hardwick, breaks a tackle, and there he goes inside the 10. A good, tough run after the initial contact.
Yeah, it was Brock Allman who got there first but missed the tackle, and he was really upset with himself after that play.
That'll make it 1st and goal at the 8-yard line for the Spartans as Cam Rogers comes on the field. And Cam Rogers, he is the son of Homestead defensive line coach Ben Rogers, a former Northrop football player. They fake the handoff. Goody on a rollout, throws to the end zone. Touchdown! Jake Archbold. Second touchdown pass of the game for Goody. This one to Archbold, and it's 13-0 Spartans.
Yeah, really great pass catch in traffic there by Archbold. Took a couple of big plays on this drive, including the 29-yard catch and run, and then gets 6 in the end zone.
And to kick the extra point, attempt for the Spartans at the 35, Gunnar Fry.
This will be Gunnar Fry to kick the PAT. They get it down, and the kick is good.
The kick is good. Score now, Homestead 14.
Homestead with a 14-0 lead over Concordia. And the Cadets about to get the ball back in just a second. In a moment, if we can get you a look at our Traction AP replay. Replay is brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance.
And it should be coming here in just a moment. You'll see Goody take the snap from the shotgun. Hopefully. There it is.
So 14-0 Homestead with the lead over Concordia. And Gunnar Fry to kick it away.
And right now, if you're the Cadets with this final 8:21 of the second quarter, you got to get something going here before halftime. Try and get a score on the board. See if you can get some momentum going into the second half. See if you can get yourself back into this game.
Another angled kick. That one bounces, stays in play, and Johnson able to return it. Stays on his feet down the sideline and out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. Cam Johnson, pretty good return, although he wasn't quite sure where that ball was going to go at first.
Yeah, he was going to try and let it bounce into the end zone, and then it bounced backwards right back towards him. He had no other option than to pick it up and take it and run with it. And fortunately for him, he got out to the 21-yard line, so they're not backed up too far.
Davis operating from the shotgun. He looks to throw downfield, tipped in the air, incomplete. And Cam Rogers is wishing he had an interception.
Yeah, guess who? Cam Rogers making plays all over the field tonight. Again, if you miss it in the open, he's playing with a cast on his left wrist because he's suffering from a broken wrist.
I was here at practice one day, and he was in on a tackling drill, and his teammates called it the claw.
He's tough, though. He is tough. And I bet you he's wondering right now that if he didn't have that cast on, if he would have caught that ball.
He relishes his job as a linebacker. He relishes his ability to get into the backfield. He's well blocked here, though. Davis takes off and gets out of bounds as he crosses the 25-yard line to the 27.
Davis is the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, positive play there, but going to make it a more manageable third down.
This will be 3rd and about 5 from the 27-yard line. 8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
The Cadets really could use a big play. You remember last week they started off rough, and then they had the fake punt with Vanderbosch, converted the first down. That kind of gave them a little momentum, got the offense going. They could use something of that nature here tonight.
8:08 to go. Davis in the shotgun. He looks to throw, running out of time. Down the sideline and spins out of bounds at the 35. Appears to have enough for the first down.
He was taken down hard there by number 11, Nick Martin. One of the things we talked about in the open was that offensive line protecting Brandon Davis, giving him enough time in the pocket. Hasn't really had that tonight. They are going to get the first down here, though. That's going to be good for them, as he's going to get the signal here from head coach Tim Manigal.
1st and 10 from the 32.
And Vanderbosch will be off the field again for this play.
So we've seen Davis pick up a couple of first downs with his legs tonight. Didn't see as much of that last week against Southside.
No, we didn't, but after the first quarter, the offensive line started really giving him a lot more time in the pocket. Just not seeing it tonight.
The give is to Drew, and he gets run down. I think that was big number 64, Matt Miller, who made the tackle for Homestead.
Yeah, they had a little scheme there where they brought Bubba Craig from the left side over to block on the right side, but couldn't stop the man fast enough, and just too much traffic there for Drew to try and break through.
This will be 2nd down and 8 at the 34-yard line in Concordia territory. Option, toss to Drew. Lowers his head and gets out to about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, going to make it 3rd and about 1 here. In this type of scenario, they usually give it to Drew. We'll see if they do that again.
So 6:57 and counting to go on the clock as Concordia looks to get this to a one-possession game.
It's actually going to be 3rd and 2 here. And this is, I think, a critical 3rd down for Concordia. They have to convert here because if they don't, they have to punt it away. But they need a score in this game.
Got to get something before halftime while it's still a 2-score game as Davis throws downfield too high in the direction of Speckart.
I thought they might get Donovan Leonard there for pass interference. He was there a little bit early, but it was a bang-bang play. Both players were going after it. It's going to be 4th and 2 for Concordia here, and it looks like they're bringing out the punting unit.
They are indeed, as Homestead sends Archbold back to return. He stands at his own 35-yard line. Vanderbosch, Mr. Do-It-All for the Cadets. Well, maybe not all of it. We haven't seen him play quarterback yet, but Who knows? Maybe there's a Wildcat package somewhere in that Concordia playbook.
And that was actually Parnan punting again. It looks like they're giving Vanderbosch a little bit of a break tonight. He's been talking with Parnan, after each one. Have to wonder if that has to do with Vanderbosch going down last week with a bit of a injury. We don't know what it was. It might have been an ankle, so they might be resting that with the kicking tonight. Nonetheless, he's back out there on defense, playing safety.
So 6:23 to go. The Spartans will operate from the pistol. Goody to throw to the sideline. Oh, was that picked off? No, it was not.
No,
Cam Johnson cut right in front a little and almost stole it away.
A bit of a dive there to try and just swat the ball down, and he was able to do it. I'm sure he would have loved to pick that off, though.
Goody operates from the gun on 2nd and 10. He's got 2 touchdown passes in the game so far tonight. There's Hardwick running off the right side, breaks a tackle, and loses the football. Who's got it?
I think
Concordia says they do. We'll wait for the official signal. They do have it.
And there it is. There's the break I was talking about that Concordia needed, the big play to turn things around here. Offense is going to get another chance. Great field position right there at the 40 in Spartan territory. We'll see what they do with it.
I believe this is the second time that Concordia has started in Homestead territory. Had a 3-and-out after starting at Homestead's 46 earlier in the game. That was in this quarter, by the way.
Vanderbosch matched up one-on-one with Leonard.
Davis looking to throw. Pumps, now pulls it down. There he goes again. And Davis with room on the left side, and he's close to the first down. He might have it.
Yeah, with the slide, it usually brings it back a little bit. He might have it, and they are going to move the sticks here.
Yeah, they mark it at the 29-yard line, which is just enough for the first.
Now, the big question here, Thad, is can Concordia capitalize? They've had some chances tonight, but they have yet to punch one into the end zone.
It's a Concordia team that has plenty of playmakers, but this is a touchdown that they're certainly not out of it, even if they don't get the ball in the end zone. But you want to get something before halftime for the sake of momentum as Drew pounds his way near the 25-yard line.
Yeah, he had some momentum there on that run.
And I'm sure that if we get to halftime and it's still 14-0, Tim Manigal, that may be the first thing he tells his guys is, hey, you're not out of this thing yet. Now, Concordia does have to kick off to start the second half. I mentioned that Homestead joined the SAC in 2015. They have beaten Concordia every year since then, if I'm not mistaken. Looking to throw is Davis. Runs out of time. He won't get a chance. Matt Miller.
Yeah, the sophomore getting in there, making a play. The 230-pound defensive lineman slid right through there and threw Davis to the ground.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the 3rd sack for this Homestead defense. Earlier in the game, we had a combo sack for Nick Martin and Cam Rogers. Couple of sack machines on this Homestead defense.
Yeah, they're talented at just about every position.
Nick Martin also on the Homestead baseball team. As Davis looks to throw, gets out of the pocket, running out of time, eludes the pressure momentarily, and then gets hit hard.
Yeah, he took a big hit there.
Cole Etchison, I think, was the guy who got him.
Davis, the ball carrier, tackled.
It was Etchison. And it's going to be 4th down and 10. Technically, Concordia is in field goal range, but it looks like they're keeping the offense on the field.
Yeah, they're at the 29, and I don't know how much confidence they have in the kicker. High schoolers. I mean, from here. This is a pretty long field goal still.
Cooper Harris is the kicker.
Timeout called by the Cadets.
And timeout is taken.
Taking a look around the SAC, other games in the area.
As we get some updates on other games.
Snyder and Carroll tied at 7.
Snyder and Carroll are tied at 7.
Bishop Dwenger 14, Northside 0.
Bishop Dwenger, meanwhile, leading 14-0 over Northside. Meanwhile, a 14-0 lead for Homestead. An interesting decision coming up here for Concordia. They have the option of kicking the field goal or going for it on 4th and 10. A field goal, if they kicked, would be from 46 yards out.
Yeah, and this would be, if they don't convert, their second time not converting on 4th down with a turnover on downs, and that's not what you want ever, honestly, but they really need this here.
Especially in a 2-score game. And we know Concordia needs points out of this drive. 3:15 left in the quarter, and if Homestead were to get the ball back, they've got the firepower to get down the field and make it a 3-possession game. Homestead's marching band makes their way toward the field as halftime is getting even closer. Davis, only a 3-man rush, rolls right, under pressure, down he goes. 3 Spartans combined for the sack. Miller was one of them. A little bit of help as well from Bryce Raber.
Mark Deli there as well. He's the one who's going to get credit for the sack. Big number 65 for the Spartans. The senior, 6'3", 210-pounder, got there, and just no protection for Davis tonight.
So from the 36-yard line, the Spartans will take over, and a lot of time to get this thing down the field.
Yeah, 3:08 left in the half, and if you're the Spartans, you kind of want to run this clock, move it down the field slowly, and try and put one more score on the board if you can.
They got all 3 timeouts, too, and they started on the ground with Hardwick. A good run on 1st down out to the 44.
Yeah, a good 8-yard run, they're going to call it. Going to make it 2nd down and 2.
Well, we talked about the 2 running backs coming into this game. They both rushed for over 100 yards last week. Amir Drew for Concordia and Braden Hardwick for Homestead. But so far, it's Homestead who's been moving the ball effectively. Concordia moved it well early in the game. Oh, good keep by Goody. He faked the handoff, and Brock Allman bit on the fake.
And you're not going to see Goody do that too often, so I don't think the defense was prepared for that.
Now, you would have seen that more from Jake Archbold at the quarterback position in the last couple of years. He's a guy who ran quite a few zone reads.
You hate that as a defense when you have all your bases covered, but the QB sneaks one and gets the 1st down.
This time it's Hardwick holding onto the ball, and there he goes. He's gone. Braden Hardwick to the house.
53-yarder.
Well, who needs to chew up time when you can do that? With 2:09 to go, Homestead goes up 3 scores.
And what a run by Hardwick. This team is fired up right now, and it's going to get to the point here that we're seriously talking blowout. I mean, 26, potentially 27-0 here in a moment.
Well, I believe it's 20-0, actually.
Pardon me. Scoreboard played games with me here. The computer's given us a lot of trouble tonight.
Gunnar Fry on for the extra point. They get it down. And the kick is good.
So 21-0, still blowout territory, 3-touchdown lead right now. Concordia got to see if they can right the ship here. Still have 2 minutes and 9 seconds here in the half to see if they can get something going, just put some points on the board.
I believe that was a 51-yard run, if I'm not mistaken, by Hardwick.
Yeah,
his
53,
longest run of the night.
53-yarder.
53. Longest run of the night for either running back so far. And Hardwick with the first rushing touchdown of the game. He had 2 rushing touchdowns last week in the victory over Northrop.
You'll definitely see that run from Hardwick on all your local highlights tonight and on Summit City Sports throughout probably the rest of the week. That was just a fantastic run.
Gunnar Fry set to kick it away. As Cam Johnson and Jalen Vanderbosch await the kick. Fairly short kick, returnable, and it's going to be taken by Grossman, I believe. He gets it out across the 20. Yeah, I said Vanderbosch. It was actually Grossman, number 6. And Concordia still with 2:03 on the clock, but just 1 timeout. They do have a chance to try and get the ball down the field and put it in the end zone, but again, just the 1 timeout.
I think there will definitely be a conversation with the offensive line during halftime. Got to get things cleaned up here. Got to give the quarterback a little more time to operate in the pocket because Vanderbosch is having a heck of a time right now. He's fighting Donovan Leonard, trying to get open, but Leonard has been playing him well tonight.
Tyler Grossman will motion, and the handoff goes to Drew, and he's met right at the line. Now, with less than 2 minutes, they ran it on first down. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Cadets go to the air here on second down. I think a timeout has been called. Did Homestead call that? Now, they're probably thinking that maybe they can get the ball back.
You know, if you're them, why not?
There's still 1:47 seconds left, and Homestead could be looking at getting good field position if they get a stop, that is. This is a Homestead team that has been a thorn in Concordia's side the first few years that they've been in the SAC. Concordia's been in the SAC a long time, but Homestead, they joined the conference, I believe it was 2015. They've been in the same conference with the likes of New Haven, Belmont, Columbia City. They've done a great job under head coach Chad Zolman. These are 2 very experienced head coaches, by the way. Chad Zolman in his 16th year with Homestead. Tim Manigal in his 10th year at Concordia. Tim Manigal is also the athletic director at Concordia High School. Davis looks to throw. Running out of time, steps away, still in trouble, and down he goes. Another sack for this Homestead defense, but a flag is down.
Yeah, I was going to say we do have some laundry in the field, but that's at least the 4th or 5th time now that you've been talking about Davis back in the pocket and used the phrase running out of time.
I believe that was Bryce Raber who got the sack, and we'll check the penalty. Looks like it may be against Concordia.
And if it is, then the timeout from Homestead paying off.
The clock is stopped, meanwhile, at 1:39. It's a holding call against the Cadets.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's going to be second down and 9. I think that's either the 4th or 5th sack for this Homestead defense.
Yeah, and now they're trying to get things sorted out here, get the ball placed in the right spots.
Homestead runs a 3-3 stack defense. They'll send pressure even with often 3 down linemen. Even in the past they've run the 3-4, but now we get a timeout on the field, and
3rd down and 17 coming up.
I think this is a timeout called by Concordia. That's their last one. was more for the sake, I think, of regrouping, as Concordia knows they need to get something going on this drive.
Yep. So we'll see what they come up with here. 3rd and 17, that's a long ways to go. If they don't convert here, they're in trouble. And I mean, Homestead has proven that they can score in a small amount of time. There's still 1:39 on the clock right now. Of course, a little bit would have run off of that before Homestead would get the ball back, but another critical 3rd down here for the Cadets. Meanwhile, we got a little Alan Jackson Chattahoochee playing in the background here. That's getting the crowd going.
I believe that might have been Alan Jackson's first song, if I'm not mistaken. That's one of his older ones.
I'm not ashamed to admit I know every single word to that song.
Why should you be?
I don't know. No reason.
George Strait gets credit as the king of country music, and he's one of the good ones, but Alan Jackson perhaps every bit as good. Short throw complete to Speckart, and a good open field tackle by the Spartans. That was number 30, Cole Etchison.
Yeah, another timeout. Homestead calling the timeout this time to stop the clock. And Cadets could even get back to the original line of scrimmage there, so Homestead now looking to probably get the ball back after the punt with at least about maybe 1:25 or a little less to go. Should have decent field position, maybe around midfield or better. And they're probably going to try and punch another one in here. And then my scoreboard mistake earlier will become correct. It might be 26-0.
Well, Homestead could stand to get very good field position out of this. Concordia is going to be punting from about their own 5-yard line. And that will be Parnan back to punt it away. Jake Archbold set to return.
It looks like they most certainly are giving Jalen Vanderbosch the night off from punting tonight. Don't know why, but he's been conversing with Parnan after each one, so they've been talking through it.
Well, he came down hard on a pass play to the end zone earlier in this game. I don't know if that aggravated anything, but there's Vanderbosch on the sideline. He is standing up. Fair catch signaled by Archbold, and he makes it at the 49-yard line in Homestead territory. So Homestead does get good field position with one timeout remaining.
Yeah, it'll be right there, right near midfield. So one positive play. They'll already be in Cadets territory, and 1:15 to go before halftime. We'll see if they take any shots or if they just try and kind of play it conservatively and see if anything breaks open for them.
Operating from the pistol is Goody with Hardwick right behind him. Goody with 2 touchdown passes in this game. He had 4 touchdown passes last week. In the victory over the Northrop Bruins. He looks to throw on first down. Pressure comes. Goody flips it out at the last second, and the catch is made by Griffin Little. That looked like a busted play. And yet Homestead still gets something out of it.
Yeah, Goody passed that like usually how he shoots one of his 3-point shots from beyond the arc, but somehow found Little, and hey, look what I found is what turned out to be.
Going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Spartans. Goody to throw. Running out of time, gets it away, complete near the marker, and a good open field combo tackle. Matt Gegline there on the tackle for Concordia. I think Johnson was there as well to help him out.
That will be a first down for the Spartans, so it'll stop the clock momentarily while they move the sticks here. Team already set. Ball at the 39.
Homestead with just less than a minute to go. Goody rolling out, throws on the run, and heck of an effort on that sideline. Did he make the catch? He did. Jared Kistler. His first catch of the game. He's one of those 6'3" targets. I wondered how many times we would call his name tonight.
Yeah, and you know what? What a throw by Goody as well. He had Brock Allman chasing him down as he was rolling out to the right there. Good play on all accounts.
Spartans have 2 6'3" wideouts, the other one being Griffin Little. He caught the touchdown pass in the first quarter. They stopped the clock while they reset the change, but right now the clock is still stopped.
Yeah, referees are having some sort of discussion with the Homestead sideline here. Now I think we're set.
Well, they've reset the clock to 47 seconds. It was at 44. I think maybe the clock might have wound a little longer than it should have. But we're back to regular action. Goody throws, complete to the sideline, and a good open field tackle right at the 15-yard line, but that will be enough for the first down.
And Sam Scavo getting his first catch of the night. We mentioned him in the pregame. He had a couple of catches last week. I think he actually led the team in receptions.
He did, 100 yards receiving.
Only the first time we've said his name tonight, and Spartans already going again.
Goody to throw to the sideline, incomplete, looking for Kistler. Kistler looking for a flag, but it does not come.
And if Goody didn't get rid of that one there, Cooper Harris was ready to lay him out for a sack. So smart play by Goody to just get rid of the ball there.
With 32 seconds remaining on the clock. As Goody rolls to his left, but flags come in and whistles blow.
Yeah, they're going to get a 5-yard penalty here. I think one of the linemen moved early on the left side.
So Homestead will be backed up. They are well within field goal range, although we have not seen Gunnar Fry attempt a field goal yet tonight. Final score of last week's victory over Northrop was 43-6. That was a game that featured a safety. These two teams played at a very close game last year, decided, if you will, by a safety. It was a final score of 29-27. Goody gets it away downfield. Oh, almost picked off. Kistler kind of had to play the role of defensive back there.
Yeah, Vanderbosch got a finger on it, but just couldn't reach up high enough and grab it. And nonetheless, a great defensive play, though. I'm sure he would have loved to haul that one in.
3rd down and 15 with 25 seconds left to go in the game. Goody awaits the call from the sideline. Goody looks to throw. Down the field, behind the receiver, and that one could have been picked off.
Yeah, almost another near interception there. That time Dontrell Johnson on the coverage for Concordia.
And I think that's going to bring out the field goal unit with 20.9 to go. Gunnar Fry with his first field goal attempt, I believe, of the season. He's kicked plenty of extra points.
Gunnar Fry into attempt the field goal.
It'll be the first field goal attempt I've seen this season. We didn't see any last week between Concordia and Southside.
No, we did not. We did see a couple of missed extra points and a couple of 2-point attempts. This, meanwhile, is a 38-yard attempt. The snap is down. An angled kick, no good. Wide right. So it remains 21-0. Homestead with the lead. They'll get the ball to start the second half now with 17 seconds on the clock. I would imagine Concordia will just take a knee here and try to regroup for the second half.
And, you know, I thought the same thing in the same scenario last week against Southside, but they ended up trying to take a shot down the field. Not sure if they'll do that here. You know, different teams, different scenario, of course, as far as the score goes. But they might try and take a shot simply just based off the fact that Homestead's going to get the ball coming out of halftime.
It looks like they may not. Oh, no, they do have Davis lining up under center. It's normally a shotgun offense, and Davis takes a knee, and that will be the end of the first half. So Homestead will lead it 21-0 going into halftime.
Now the big question will be if Concordia can turn things around here in the second half, pull off the comeback, or at least make a game out of it. We will have to wait and see on that. But we'll have plenty of coverage.
We will be back here in just a moment on SummitCitySports.com.
Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators, or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information. Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of High School Football on SummitCitySports.com. Now a word from our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. They serve every level of athlete with their integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about the services that Parkview offers by logging into parkviewsportsmedicine.com. That's parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, back here at Homestead High School, we have a score of 21-0 at halftime in favor of the Homestead Spartans. This is a team that can run the ball well, they can throw the ball well. We talked about the running backs at the top of this broadcast, and early on we saw Amir Drew start to get it going, but lately Braden Hardwick has started to turn it on, and really he's been running the ball well throughout the entire game.
Yeah, and his biggest play for the night, the biggest play of this entire game would be that 53-yarder that he took to the house for 6 points, put the team up 21-0. That was a great play by Hardwick, and he just was running wild on that one.
And we've seen Hardwick break several tackles. It seems like there's been a number of times where guys from Concordia have had a chance to get him down for a minimal gain, but he's broken free and turned it into a solid run.
Yeah, he is definitely having his way tonight so far, and so has Jake Archibald. He's had a couple of really big plays. He has a touchdown catch, but the 29-yard catch and run that he had that set up a touchdown was another fantastic play there for the Spartans. And then pair that with the early touchdown from Goody, finding Griffin Little in the end zone for a short gain, and that's where we sit, 21-0. Homestead looking good. On the other side of the ball for Concordia, I've been talking about it all broadcast long so far. They really need to shore up that offensive line. Brandon Davis just has not had enough time to operate in the pocket. I think we've talked about 4 or 5 sacks so far tonight, and they've also not been converting on 4th down. So a little bit to clean up if you're Concordia.
Yeah, Tim Manigal told me coming into this game that they gotta take care of the football, and they have done that tonight. We saw a little bit of struggles with that last week against Southside. They've cut down on the turnovers, but again, I believe 4 or 5 sacks by this Homestead defense. They got to shore up that offensive line as the game goes on.
Yep, so as they come out of the half here and start the third quarter, Homestead is going to get the ball. They need to play this game like it's 0-0. If you're Concordia, you need to just start chipping away one play at a time. There's no 21-yard touchdown play. Just got to see if they can chip away at it and make a game out of it.
21-0, Homestead has the lead. We will talk more about what to expect in the second half, what to possibly expect in the second half, here on SummitCitySports.com. Back after this.
Especially since I've been a pro, has been a place where my game has really been able to develop in multiple facets. Injury prevention, maintenance, physical therapy, weightlifting, agility work, all the things that I need to do in order to have an NBA body. This is the place for me to go when I come back home and I need to get a workout in. Always welcome me back with open arms.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
Keep your skills on point and take advantage of the Always 100 basketball camps. The Holiday Hoops Developmental Camp is for ages pre-K through 8th grade. You'll work on shooting, dribbling, passing, and defense December 24th through January the 2nd on Tuesday and Thursdays. And the Always 100 Pro Camp 2020 takes you to the next level. It's the real college experience for grades 1 through 12. It's June 8th through June 11th at Trine University.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve.
Back here at Homestead High School, 21-0, the Spartans lead the Cadets of Concordia as we get set for the second half. In the meantime, get another word from our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine. Parkview Sports Medicine is the area's largest integrated sports medicine team. They specialize in serving every level of athlete, no matter if they're trying to get better at what they do or recovering from an injury. The experts at Parkview coordinate your care in state-of-the-art facilities in the community. To start your journey, visit them at parkviewsportsmedicine.com. That's parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, it is Homestead up 21-0 over Concordia here at Homestead High School in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Now, we can't emphasize it enough that Concordia has got to find a way to protect the quarterback, but to start out the second half, they're going to be on defense, so they're going to need to find a way to get some stops throughout the course of this game and keep it close.
And that's the other theme we haven't really talked about a lot tonight, although it's been very apparent, is that they need to find a way to slow down Luke Goody and this Homestead Spartan offense. Behind head coach Chad Zolman, they are just firing on all cylinders. They're moving up and down the field, and they have not really struggled so far, so we'll see if Concordia and that defense can find a way to get a couple stops here.
Now, we've seen Brandon Davis take off a few times and keep plays alive with his feet. We may see that more as the game goes on, but obviously we're going to have to see them open up the passing game more often. And they've had some passes that have been there but have not been caught.
Right, and early on, Jalen Vanderbosch had 2 drops, and since then he had 2 more catches. But he's been matched up with Donovan Leonard from Homestead, the 6-foot senior DB, and he's played Vanderbosch very well. And usually Davis is looking for Vanderbosch as much as he can, but he's been locked up so far, and other receivers are not getting open. Pair that with not much time in the pocket. I think that's why we've seen him take off so much tonight, because we didn't really see that last week.
One thing we talked about coming into this game was that this Homestead team has some very talented linebackers in Nick Martin and Cam Rogers, very hungry linebackers, I might add, and they have made an effect on the passing game and the running game as well tonight.
They certainly have, and we'll see if they continue that in the second half or not.
Well, we'll get in one more word from our good sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine before we take another break right before the second half commences. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. Parkview is the region's largest integrated sports medicine team. They provide athletes with specialized services from improving their performance to recovering from injuries. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, the teams are getting their warm-ups in. Now, next week, Concordia will go home to take on Snyder. That's another big game on their schedule. In fact, I think that's another team that they've struggled to beat in recent years, much like Homestead. Well, it was a few years ago that they beat Bishop Dwenger. I think that was the year that Concordia won state in 2016. Homestead, meanwhile, they will go home to take on Bishop Luers. And Luers struggled their way to a 42-0 loss against Carroll last week. Still trying to figure. There's a lot we're still trying to figure out about the SAC in a nutshell.
That's for sure. I mean, there's so many talented teams in this conference, and we'll see who comes out on top. I mean, we know the clear favorites near the top, but there's a lot of good teams right there in the mix right behind them as well.
Homestead will get the ball first to start the second half. About 30 seconds before the clock runs out, but they may give the team some extra time to warm up.
And I think they do throw another 3 minutes on there usually.
So in the meantime, it looks like the teams are going to get some extra time to warm up. They continue to warm up on their respective sides of the field. So we will take a break and come back as we get ready for the start of the second half on Summit City Sports.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Second half about to commence here at Homestead High School. The Spartans leading the Cadets of Concordia 21-0. It's a game between two experienced head coaches, Tim Manigal in his 10th year at Concordia. Won a state championship back in 2016 with the Cadets. Chad Zolman in his 16th year as the head coach at Homestead. He has won 3 sectional championships with the Spartans. I don't believe the Spartans have ever won state in football, although they were runner-ups at one point. I believe that was 2005, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that one.
I don't have it off the top of my head.
The baseball team was runner-ups in state in 2008.
Even being runner-ups between football, baseball, and basketball, they have had a lot of success over the last decade plus.
The Homestead basketball team won state in 2015, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe Concordia boys basketball coach Phil Brackman has won a couple of state championships. Phil Brackman, a longtime head coach. Chris Johnson, a longtime head coach for Homestead boys basketball. One of the more notable names he coached, one Biggie Swanigan.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
I don't know if you're a Purdue fan or not. I know a few Purdue fans in this area.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not one of them, but I'm pulling for Mr. Swanigan, hoping he can find a spot somewhere in the NBA.
Anyway, back to the gridiron. The second half is underway. This kick will be returned. An interesting choice there. Could have just gone out of bounds right at the 22-yard line. Instead, tried to get more out of it.
So now we're to what we talked about. Can this Concordia defense hold up and get a stop here, slow down this Homestead offense, get the ball back, and then see if they can get on the board?
It's a stop they certainly need to have. These two teams played a close game last year, with Homestead winning that one at Zollner Stadium 29-27. Like I said earlier, that game was decided by a safety, if you will. Good run on first down by Hardwick.
Yeah,
I say it was decided by a safety. I'm not sure if there actually were any safeties in that one. It was a 2-point margin.
Hardwick just refusing to go down there. Gets a first down right away for Homestead.
He rushed for over 100 yards in the victory over Northrop last week at Spooler. Speaking of Spooler Stadium, that's also where Snyder plays, and last we heard, it's a close ball game over there. Snyder taking on Carroll, and a good hard run again by Hardwick. Gets about 3 before that Cadet defense runs him down, maybe 4. They get him across the 40-yard line.
Isn't tonight Dwenger's first game at the new home stadium?
It is. It's their first game at Shields Field. Playing on that brand new turf that they got.
I'm sure that's an exciting evening over there for them. Definitely a historical one.
They had been playing at Zollner Stadium up until this year. The handoff will go to Braden Hardwick, trying to bounce it outside. Another good run, and Hardwick down the sideline. He may be gone again. One man to beat. Touchdown, Homestead.
59-yarder.
Tops the one he had earlier.
So now he's got a 59 and a 53 in this game. He's clearly over 100 yards, and that just blew the door wide open on this game.
Second rushing touchdown of the game for Hardwick, both of them from over 50 yards out. And Homestead with a 27-0 lead. They won 43-7 at Northrop a week ago, and they had a fast start to that one, 28 points in the fourth quarter. In the first quarter, I beg your pardon, was when they scored 28 points. And Gunnar Fry adds on the extra point. Braden Hardwick with a second rushing touchdown, and Homestead with a big lead. And now how does Concordia respond after something like that?
That's the question. I mean, this has really blown this game wide open. At this point, this is a coaching game for them. Try and work on some things, try and figure out ways to move the ball against this team. I mean, of course, you got to remember Concordia is a 3A team, Homestead's a 6A team. And so, I mean, both teams are talented in this SAC conference, but Concordia's got to figure some things out here tonight.
And you're always going to have tough games in the Summit Athletic Conference. A lot of great teams in this conference. Concordia, Tim Manigault said before the season at at Northeast Indiana Football Media Day that he is cautiously optimistic about what his team can do. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think Concordia has ever won the Summit Athletic Conference, but they've got plenty of talent. A lot of season left to be played, and this game's not a complete loss. I mean, they're down 28-0. Hard to come back from, but there's still a lot of time left to play.
And that's the thing. It is never over until it's officially over. But this is a huge deficit. I mean, 4 touchdowns.
Angled toward the sideline. Will it be returned? It will not. It goes out of bounds, and Concordia is going to get great field position.
Of course, that is a penalty on kickoffs. Have to keep it in play.
Kickoffs out of bounds go up to the 35-yard line in high school. So that's where Concordia will start this drive. And early on, the theme was Concordia trying to get Amir Drew going on the ground, and they were able to get some good runs from him. And even down 28-0, I don't imagine that they'll go away from it.
And that's what I was just going to say. Even though you're down 4 touchdowns, you can't try and get it all back through the air. You still got to work Drew because he has the ability to break it open as well.
Davis looking to the outside, now takes off. He's shown the ability to run with the ball, but he slides down after a short gain on first down.
I think he might be feeling a little rushed in that pocket tonight, and he's taken off once again. I don't know how much he's trusting his receivers and how much they're getting open either.
He's been sacked already 4, maybe 5 times.
And additionally, because he keeps taking off, he's taken some pretty hard hits on the sideline when he's been keeping it himself.
He threw for over 200 yards last week in the win against Southside. It was 3 touchdown passes that he threw as well as a flag comes in before the snap. Yeah, it was thrown from all the way in the backfield. I was about to say. That looked like a false start penalty is what the signal was, but that's interesting that the flag came all the way from the backfield for a false start penalty.
Usually you get that from the sideline judge, but either way, moving back 5 yards is Concordia Lutheran.
I believe that's the student section getting riled up for Homestead. That's on the home side. We're here on the visitor side of Homestead High School.
Yeah, Homestead's home seats on the far side for us, and that student section's been having a real good time tonight.
Davis throwing on the run, and I believe that one went through the hands of Vanderbosch. No, it was caught by Vanderbosch.
Looked like Grossman out there.
Oh, you're right. I was looking at what I thought was a number 6 on the near side of the field, but that's actually number 5, Parnan.
And here I thought the white jerseys would give us a little bit more clarity on the 8 and the 6 out there between Grossman and Vanderbosch, but it's still been difficult tonight.
It's been better than last week, though.
Yeah, their home jerseys, those dark black jerseys with the purplish lettering, is hard to read from the press box.
3rd and 5. They fake the handoff. Davis gets pressured again, gets it away. Pass is caught by Kindig. Breaks a tackle and gets it across the 45. Flag comes in at the end of the play. And I wonder if he might have taken a shot to the head.
He did definitely take a hit, and his head kind of bent to the right there just a little bit.
Well, we'll see if they call this targeting at all. Now, obviously, at the high school level, you don't have instant replay. Did I just see an official put a fist to his head? That would be the signal for targeting if he did. Well, targeting is forcible contact to the head or neck area. Let's get the signal here. Oh, there it is, targeting.
So an additional 15 yards on what was already a big play by Kindig. His first catch tonight, and it's going to be a big one.
And targeting, by definition, is forcible contact to the head or neck area. Now, the downside of high school football is you don't have instant replay, where in college you can go back and look at a play that was called targeting.
First down and 10 right from the 30-yard line.
And if you determine that there was no targeting, you can change the call on the field and the player gets to stay in the game. Davis across the middle, incomplete. I think that's another difference between the college and the high school game is in the college game, if you're called for targeting, you get ejected.
Right.
We have had no ejections in this game. I believe that rule in high school is there's no ejection following a single solitary targeting call.
And the good news there on that play, going back to it with the targeting, was from the naked eye, it did not look intentional. It just looked like, a lot of commotion, and Kindig's neck did get snapped, but the refs did make the right call nonetheless. But still, and in college, too, when you see those replays and you watch them over and over in slow motion, I mean, they're hard to watch, and every single one of them, you're like, it's hard to decipher what is and what isn't targeting sometimes in college.
Option to the right side. The toss goes to Drew. Pursued well in the backfield. Gets a good gain on first down and out across the 25-yard line. Well, like I said earlier, Concordia certainly not out of this game, and they're playing like they still got a chance, as they very much do.
Yeah, they definitely are, and they're moving the ball down the field once again. Of course, tonight, a goose egg on the scoreboard so far. They haven't been able to capitalize, but we'll see if they can finally break that barrier here. And who knows, that might get them going.
Already got a stop. Gave up the touchdown on Homestead's first possession, but they're chewing up a lot of time off the clock. Now, the downside of that is obviously you lose a lot of time later in the game. The upside of that is you give your defense a chance to rest. Davis against a blitz, and down he will go. He tried to spin away and looked for a moment like maybe he did, but the officials call him down.
And that's Matt Miller getting in there for the third time tonight for Homestead.
That's got to be 6 sacks for this Homestead defense, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right on that, 5 or 6, and they have just been in their third one for Matt Miller. He's been all over the field.
Well, college football has already had a double-digit sack game. When I say double-digit sack game, I mean one team, not both teams combined, got to 10 or more sacks. That was the Miami-Florida game last week.
And you know what? As Brandon Davis just trotted over to head coach Tim Manigault to get the play call, I didn't really like the body language. He looked like he was kind of wincing a little bit. I mean, no clear body part that is ailing, but Concordia is going to get a timeout here.
Well, with that, we will go to a quick break here on SummitCitySports.com.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Give your home the curb appeal it deserves, and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code SummitCity for 15% off all power washing services today. That's kurtzmio.com, supporting the youth of Fort Wayne.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
4th and 9, the Cadets going for it. And Davis looks to throw, a 3-man rush. Davis throwing on the run toward the end zone. And it was intercepted, I believe. Nope, it falls incomplete. Either way, it's a turnover on downs. Homestead's going to get the ball back. He was going for Vanderbosch, but Cole Etchison made the play there at the back end.
Actually, it was Grossman once again there. He had double coverage. He was trying to reach over. The ball was a little bit short. Had to reach over the defender's helmet to try and catch it. Could not come up with it, and the ball fell to the ground.
So 28-0, Homestead already with a 59-yard touchdown run in this half from Braden Hardwick. Blitz comes. They fake the handoff, and Goody throws right down the middle on target. And I believe that's Griffin Little with the reception, and it is Griffin Little, number 9. I think that's 4 catches for Little, if I'm not mistaken. He, of course, does have a touchdown. Scored the first touchdown of the game. It's his first touchdown of 2019. Good to see him healthy again. He had that off-season injury that caused him to, obviously didn't cause him to miss any game action, but did cause him to miss some time at practice. But he's recovered very well, and Chad Zolman has been very appreciative of the hard work that he has put in to recover from that injury as Hardwick goes down the sideline and gets pushed out of bounds at the 45.
Yeah, for half a second there, I thought Hardwick was going to go all the way once again, but back to Little. He's been a very good receiver and an open target for Goody tonight. He's been sort of his safety valve every time he needs to find that open receiver over the middle. It's been Little.
Little is a senior. Now, there are some skill players at key positions for this Homestead team that will likely be back next year unless they choose not to play football as seniors. Some of those guys include Luke Goody. He's a junior. Braden Hardwick, also a junior. And they also have plenty of key playmakers on either side of the ball that are seniors this year. Griffin Little is a senior. Cam Rogers Plays a little bit of receiver, but also is a heck of a defensive player. He's a senior. Nick Martin, a linebacker. He's a senior. Jake Archibald, who does a little bit of everything, or has done a little bit of everything. He's a senior. Here's Hardwick, met at the line and taken down. I think that was big number 68, Caleb Asher. Nope, yep. I think it was Bladen Eslinger.
That might be the first negative play tonight for the Spartans, a loss of 1. Everything has either been no gain or positive for them tonight.
Of course, one of the positives for Homestead is that even though that was a negative play, the clock is still running, and the clock is their friend right now.
Yeah, and when you're sitting at 28-0, you want that clock to move as fast
as
you
well
can.
Thrown, but in and out of the hands, I think, of Little.
Archibald there dropped it right over the middle.
So that's going to bring up 4th down. And Homestead looks like they're going to go for it. Wanting a little bit more. This is 3rd down and 4. They need to reach the 42-yard line to convert. As Goody calls out the play.
Could be a big stop here on 4th down for Concordia.
Blitz. Goody up in the pocket. Chase from behind. He's got it. Goody not so much known as a runner, though he does run fairly well. Able to pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say about Luke Goody? That was just an excellent play there to realize it and see it and go get that 1st down for his team.
I say not known as a runner, but it's easy to forget. He's also he also plays basketball here at Homestead. He's a really good basketball player.
Yeah, multi-sport athlete, very talented, a good scholar as well in the classroom.
Operating from the pistol here, they go with the option to the left side. Hardwick gets the toss and goes out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Hardwick, another multi-sport athlete. He also plays baseball. And I should mention, I was at Homestead's baseball game earlier this year against Bishop Dwenger, and Braden Hardwick made an over-the-shoulder catch a la Willie Mays.
Well, he's having a good year. I mean, over-the-shoulder catches, 59 and 53-yard runs. He's definitely talented, and I'm sure he'll continue to do this at the next level.
Got one more year of college ball left after this year. They fake the handoff this time. Goody wants a shot to the end zone. Incomplete. That was Kistler, who was the intended receiver. He's a big 6'3" target. Called his name a couple of times tonight.
And Goody really showed off the strong arm there. I mean, from 40 yards out, he threw that thing back into the back of the end zone, so really about 50 yards. And overthrew his receiver. Homestead getting lined up here once again. Goody takes the snap, looking to pass once again. He
goes deep for Kistler, incomplete.
Overthrew him once again.
Well, they're trying to get him involved. That's 2 plays in a row that they've gone to Kistler, and they've gotten him in one-on-one matchups too.
Now on 4th and 7, looks like they're going to go for it again. Why not?
Already gone for it on 4th and 4 on this series as Goody operates from the gun. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Blitz shown by the Cadets. Goody gets some pressure to the sideline. Pass is complete. And that looks like he does have enough for the 1st down. They needed the 26, and they got it to the 25. And that was Griffin Little again. He's having a heck of a night.
Yeah, the safety valve once again. Anytime Goody needs to find a receiver, Little's the guy. Last week it was Sam Scavo. Tonight, Griffin Little.
Sam Scavo had 100 yards receiving in last week's blowout win over Northrop. And the give goes to Hardwick. He dives ahead. Did the ball come out? I don't think so. No, it did not. Homestead's going to still have possession. Gain of 2.
Homestead's just keeping that clock ticking down to 5.5 in this third quarter here.
And they can certainly afford to do that with a 28-0 lead. Goody gets some pressure, goes toward the end zone. Incomplete. Very well played on that far corner. I think that might have been Johnson, Cam Johnson. Get a better look at it. Come to think of it, maybe that was Dontrell Johnson, number 22.
It was, yeah, Dontrell Johnson. Great pass break up there in the back left corner of the end zone.
Now, one thing that Homestead is trying to do here is get it to a 35-point lead, and we'll tell you why, perhaps, later in the broadcast. Goody throws it short, complete to Scavo, trying to break free, but he can't.
That's going to make it 4th down once again. They've gone for it and gone for it. You got to assume they'll keep doing it.
I think so. Obviously, the clock is on Homestead's side. It will continue to move.
And they want that running clock.
It'll continue to move until either they get the first down or Concordia gets a stop, whichever one should happen. Goody looks to throw. Rolls out of the pocket, throws on the run, complete near the 10-yard line. That would be good enough for the first down.
I think that was Griffin Little again. Yep.
I think that's 7 catches for Little, if I'm not mistaken. And now Homestead is going to have, I think, a 1st and goal. Yep, 1st and goal from the 8-yard line.
Operating in the red zone, and this is 3 4th down conversions on this drive. One of them was pretty long at 4th and 7. Homestead just working their way down the field. Concordia right now, nothing they can do about it, though they'd certainly like to.
That's Archbold motioning to the right and then back to the left. And whistles blow, and I think Chad Solman called that timeout. He hasn't had to use a lot of his timeouts tonight.
No, certainly not.
Carolyn Snyder is still tied with 14 apiece. The third quarter is 53 with 22, 1 and 6. The third quarter is 53 and 29, Northside 0.
Well, meanwhile, we've had some score updates. Snyder and Carroll still tied at 14 apiece. And that's a game between 2 former colleagues. Both Doug Dinan and Kurt Tippmann were assistant coaches at Snyder. Tippmann still there now as the head coach. Dinan the head coach at Carroll. And both have done great jobs with their respective programs. We've got, meanwhile, 2 very experienced head coaches here in this matchup between Homestead and Carroll, but it's Chad Zolman's Spartans that have the 28-0 lead and looking for more.
And again, another score update. Southside leading 8-0 over Northrop. And when we saw Southside last week, I mean, we said in the first half they looked like an improved team, and they were moving the ball down the field and scoring it. They were tied at halftime with Concordia last week, and so they're definitely looking to see if they can get their first win tonight.
Well, they came out running the football, using multiple backs and running the ball very effectively. But unfortunately for Southside, they could not ride that momentum into the second half. And this Concordia team that right now is down 28-0 ended up winning that one 41-14 and starting the season off at 1-0.
I'm sure for Southside, though, they'd love to just get a win tonight after an 0-10 season last year.
Goody fakes the handoff, throwing back against the grain. It's a touchdown.
He was wide open there.
Griffin Little. Have a night, young man. Second touchdown of the game, and if I'm not mistaken, 8 catches for Griffin Little, and now we get to 34-0. Homestead hoping for this extra point, and if they get it, we'll explain why. Gunnar Fry to kick. Mentioned earlier that there was one rule change in Indiana high school football that may or may not get a chance to tell you about. We'll see what happens on this extra point. Flag is down, so that kick will not count. Flag will likely be a false start penalty. Haven't gotten the signal yet.
Penalties offsides on Concordia.
Offsides, actually, on Concordia, so...
Yeah, they'll decline that and just take the kick from the same spot once again here.
Yeah, normally offsides, they just give it a free play, but not the case this time. Like I said, that kick did not count. And Gunner Fry will try it again. They get it down. The kick is good.
The PAT is up and good by Gunner Fry.
So now that makes it 35-0, Homestead with the lead, and with that, a new rule added to Indiana high school football this year. Other states have it. Indiana did not until this year. A new rule is the mercy rule in high school football. If a team gets to a 35-point lead or more in the second half, then it goes to a running clock.
Right, so now, I mean, this clock, this game is going to eclipse very quickly here on us in this fourth quarter, unless Concordia can get on the board, of course, and get back in within that less than 35-point lead.
Now, right now the clock is not moving, but I believe the reason for that is because you had a scoring play which stopped the clock before we got to the 35-point lead. So, if I'm not mistaken, after this kickoff, the clock will start and will not stop again until either Concordia gets it to within less than 35 or until we get to the fourth quarter, whichever comes first.
Running clock, we may be out of here early tonight. We'll have to see. But, what a performance by Homestead. We came into this game thinking that these were really two high-powered offenses, and so far tonight, Homestead has shown that they are a high-powered offense and defense. They have just shut things down for Concordia. Unfortunately, the Cadets just haven't been able to get things going, and they find themselves in a bad spot here tonight.
We wondered how Concordia would handle the pressure from Homestead. Well, that pressure from Homestead has been relentless. Got, I believe, 6 sacks in the game as a short little squib kick is sent off the hands of Cam Johnson into the end zone. Going to have to pick it up, and that will be a touchback.
Ball bounces into the end zone for a touchback.
I think that was Grossman who got the recovery in the end zone, but Concordia will take over at their own 20-yard line, down 35-0.
And now clock is running. We're already down to 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Brandon Davis will come back out onto the field. Now, Tim Manigal emphasized coming in the importance of taking care of the football and the importance of the offensive line being at its best. They've taken care of the football, but Homestead has been able to get pressure against this offensive line. Davis down the middle of the field, wide open, but it was dropped. And that was Vanderbosch, and he is beside himself.
About in the same spot where he had those first 2 drops to start off the game tonight. And for the first time tonight, Davis really had some time to operate in the pocket. I'm wondering right now with the 35-0 lead if at some point we don't see Jackson Valentine tonight. We saw him last week as well, but in a blowout here, we'll see if he gets some time. Of course, Valentine and Davis were in a quarterback competition throughout the summer. Davis, with a little bit more experience, got some game action last year, gets the starting nod, but I'm sure it wouldn't hurt to get Valentine some reps.
Davis got the start in a victory against Carroll late in the season, a game that he started in Jake Bird's absence. The toss goes to Amir Drew, bounce it to the outside, and Drew gets dragged down from behind after about a 2-yard gain. There's a lot of talent on this Concordia team, particularly, on the defensive side as well, but certainly on the offensive side of the football. In fact, you look at the fact that you've got Brandon Davis, a junior quarterback, and Amir Drew, a junior running back. This Concordia team could do some very good things for a couple of years to come.
Most certainly, and some of their top receivers obviously are seniors. You talk about Vanderbosch, Kindig, and Parnan, but they do have Grossman returning next year as well. They have a lot of juniors and sophomores on this team. Only 7 returning seniors coming into this year, so they do have a bright future, that's for sure.
Davis looking to throw, running out of time again. That's been a theme tonight. Can he get away? No, he cannot. I think he was out of bounds before he threw that thing, and he might have been shoved to the ground after he was out.
Yeah, the crowd's asking for it here. Definitely, the
And I think they might have just gotten it by the reaction from the Concordia fans.
The contact had already been initiated, but the tackle came once they were both well out of bounds. I don't see any laundry on the field. I don't think they're going to get this call. Homestead fans right now reacting positively. The players trying to pump up the crowd here.
Well, it has been relentless pressure by the Spartan defense. And I think Cam Rogers might have been in on that play, as he has a few others tonight.
Yeah, Davis has been just stuck running for his life tonight. And now they're going to punt it away. Parnan back once again.
I believe that's Archbold ready to return the punt for Homestead.
And this could be great field position for them once again in Concordia territory.
Bit of a high snap. They get pressure. They get the kick away, but it's a short wobbler. And that came dangerously close. Check that. It almost touched a Concordia player, but it's downed right at the 32-yard line. So Homestead's going to get great field position out of this.
Yeah, they're going to try and extend this lead even more. Clock continuing to run down to the last 30 seconds here in the third quarter. They might just let it go and wait till the fourth quarter here.
Well, there is a bit of a difference between play clock and game clock. Actually, the play clock's not even moving right now. But it looks like the Spartans are going to try to run a play as Goody sets up in the gun. They will run a play, a little reverse off the right side. And bouncing it to the outside is number 14, Caleb Fritsch. And
got some positive yardage there, but that is going to take us to the end of the third quarter.
35-0 Homestead with the lead, trying to add to it over Concordia. Back for the fourth quarter after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ants in action. Get mad.
Back for the start of the fourth quarter. Couple of scores. Snyder leading Carroll 21-14. I believe the score was also 29-0. Bishop Dwenger leading Northside. And here at Homestead, it's the Spartans leading the Concordia Cadets 35-0.
Sounds like it's a real nice game between Snyder and Carroll.
No fumble. Loose ball picked up by the Cadets.
Brock Allman.
A rare turnover. There haven't been many of those in this game, but I think that's actually the second time Homestead's turned the ball over tonight.
So the Cadets are going to get the ball here, and once again, I feel like I've said this a bunch, but we'll see if they can get it going here, see if they can move it down the field and finally break into the end zone. I'm sure they would love to do it. Davis still coming back out there. No Jackson Valentine.
We do have a running clock, by the way. It's a 35-0 lead for Homestead, and that's new in the state of Indiana. Other states have had running clocks coming into this season. Davis against a blitz, throws it to the sideline, complete for the first down. Up at about the 45-yard line. That is Speckart with the reception for Concordia.
And a nice positive play there for the Cadets. I mean, you hear people talk about it all the time in games like this where coaches just want to teach their guys something. This is a good teachable moment. See if they can learn something, figure something out that they can carry over to next week, maybe gain a little momentum offensively. That'd be great for the Cadets.
And next week, both of these teams will have home games, and there'll be some pretty big home games. More on that in a moment as Davis looks to throw. Taking a downfield shot to the sideline. Incomplete in double coverage.
Yeah, just out of the reach of Speckert there.
Speaking of which, both these teams have home games next week. Homestead will be taking on Bishop Luers, and Concordia will be taking on Snyder. And that Snyder team, like we said, they're in a dogfight with Carroll right now. They lost to Carroll last year. Chargers did only win 3 games a year ago, but they've been a consistent program. Doug Dinan's done a heck of a job with that team. And just a 7-point game when we last heard. Davis looks to throw. Across the middle, incomplete, a little beyond the reach of Vanderbosch. Threw it out in front of him a little, actually.
Yeah, the pass was really wide of him there. It looked like they just weren't on the same page. They kind of bump fists there and both say, my bad, as they walk back to the huddle.
About 9:10 to go. Now that Bishop Luers team, they came into this week 0-1. That's the team that Homestead plays next week. Got shut out by Carroll a week ago.
3rd and 10 here for the Cadets, but obviously you feel like at this point it's 4-down territory all the way for them. I mean, what do they have to lose?
Homestead blitzes Davis down the middle, incomplete, and I think that was just overthrown. I think he was going for Speckard, but couldn't get it to him. And
they are going to punt this away.
You're right. I was going to say, it looked like the punt team was coming out. Memories of Remember the Titans with the song that's being sung by the Homestead crowd right now.
Yeah, they're definitely having a good old time over there on senior night for Homestead tonight here on their first home game of the season.
They'll be back at home next week. As Parnan punts this one away, that one will take a bounce back in Homestead's direction and be down at the 29-yard line, and a little shoving going on away from the play. I have not seen a flag thrown, but a couple of players got into it there.
Yeah, a little frustration by Cam Johnson, but the refs just kind of let it go. Or they didn't see it, not too sure there, but nothing escalated. All the players involved just ran to their respective sidelines.
Well, Homestead will get the ball back, and even though Luke Goody is the starting quarterback, Jake Archibald is listed as the backup. I think Goody's still in there, though. Yeah, he is still in there.
No, that's Grady Swing out there, number 15.
Grady Swing, a sophomore, as Concordia shows blitz. Four wide receivers on the field for the Spartans, and Swing looks to throw his first pass of the game out in the flat, and that is complete to Colton Larman.
Yeah, it was a very nice pass there by Swing, on time, on target, put it only where the receiver could get to it.
Colton Larman with his first catch of the game. He's a 6'2" senior wideout.
With this running clock, we're already at 6.5 to go. This fourth quarter is going by very quickly.
High snap, and Swing hands it off. It's fumbled, but picked up by the Spartans. And a good tackle in the backfield. That was Gunnar Fry getting the handoff for Homestead.
39, Jake Kozat, it looked like. At least that's what the roster says. And that was number 39 who had the ball. He picked it right back up off the ground.
No gain on the play. Blitz shown, and they will bring some pressure. Oh, an immediate tackle in the backfield. That was Tyler Burris who got the handoff.
Yeah, Homestead bringing out some of the backups and some of the JV guys, more of the non-rotational guys right now, giving them a chance with this 35-point lead.
I think that was Brock Allman who got the tackle for the Cadets.
Facing fourth down here, surprising move. I think they're going. Now they're going to punt it away. That's.
Yeah, they just brought the punt team out there.
I think they want to keep the clock moving, and they know if they don't convert here, this is very good field position for Concordia.
And if Concordia were to score, if I'm not mistaken, the running clock would go away.
You got to get the ball snapped here.
Low snap, not a good one at all. They do punt it, but that will squibble to the sideline.
Yeah, that was just a messy play by Homestead. I think they waited too long to try and bring out the punting unit. Then they didn't want to take the timeout, and play clock was down to 1. I thought it could have been delay a game there. They didn't snap it right away, but Concordia was all over, and they've dialed up the pressure here now. I mean, they have good field position. We'll see what they do in this final 4.5.
Got a chance to get on the board with the ball at the 29-yard line. Brandon Davis will remain in the game.
Not a lot of people believe in moral victories, but do you think it'd be a moral victory just to get into the end zone here?
I honestly don't think that would be a moral victory. You know, you look at the sacks that have been given up, and this is a talented Homestead front, no doubt about that. But you hate to give up 6 sacks in a game. Deep ball to the sideline, and almost intercepted.
You know, just after scoring 41 last week, it's really hard to come here and put up a goose egg the following week against Homestead. I mean, Homestead is a talented team, especially when you compare them to Southside, but it's just tough nonetheless.
So that will make it 2nd down and 10. From the 29-yard line as Davis went for it all on that last play. Amir Drew still in the game, as a lot of the starters still in the game for Concordia. So they try to get some points on the board here before this game is over. Toss to Drew. Bouncing to the outside. A good run there on 2nd down, rather. And he gets it out to about the 26, maybe the 25.
Yeah, still going to be about 3rd and maybe 5 or 6 here. Yeah, 3rd and 6, the official ruling there. So
less than 3 minutes to go, and you got to believe that this is 4-down territory if we get there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was 4-down territory on the last drive for them as well. I was honestly surprised that they didn't go for it.
Concordia with a big game coming up next week against Snyder. That's a home game. Davis rolling, throwing to the sideline, incomplete. I believe that was Grossman who was the intended receiver.
It was, and seems like there's been a lot of double coverage thrown tonight. These safeties for Homestead have been just flying all over the field. But that was almost a catchable ball for Grossman. I mean, it was right on the numbers, kind of went through the hands there.
Homestead made the change in the offseason from running a 3-4 defense to a 3-3 stack scheme. And even with the less defenders in the box, they do still get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. I say less defenders in the box. They're still putting defenders in the box.
Oh, yeah, definitely. As we're now less than 2 minutes here to go in this game.
Davis looks to throw. Going downfield toward the end zone. Incomplete. Or was that caught? It was caught.
Wow.
Short of the goal line. Kindig with the catch.
About the 2-yard line. Kindig's had some big catches tonight. He had the one big catch plus the targeting penalty that had tacked on another 15 on the end of it.
Well, he had a touchdown catch last week and then a heck of an acrobatic catch against a one-on-one matchup on the last play of the first half against Southside.
Oh, yeah. And Kindig only 5'7" compared to some of the taller DBs.
Quarterback sneak by Davis. Touchdown, or is it? Nope, he was stopped.
Quarterback keeper just shy of the end zone. 2nd down.
2nd down.
And we're less than a minute here.
Homestead will get some extra defenders onto the, I say extra defenders. They changed defenders. You can't put extra defenders on the field.
Yeah, more than 11 is definitely a penalty.
Loose ball on the snap. Did Davis get it back?
I think Homestead got it.
Don't have a signal yet.
No, they'll say loss of a couple yards.
And Concordia does have 2 timeouts left with the clock under 20 seconds. But it is running.
I thought Graham Collin got in there.
They're going to try to run another play.
Less than 10 seconds, wow.
Down to 5. Davis takes the snap, running right. Can he get there? Met at the line. Touchdown.
Yeah, they'll call it a touchdown.
That's how the game will end. There are zeros on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Brandon Davis gets 6 on the board for Concordia, but the Homestead Spartans, for the second week in a row, give up 1 score, and that's it. This defense has been playing some great football these last couple of weeks.
Now, did they officially score him the 6? Yeah, they did. They just won't kick the extra point, so that's your final there, 35-6.
Well, in just a moment, we will come back to recap what went on in this football game. You're watching high school football on SummitCitySports.com.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Back here at Homestead High School, get a word in from some of our sponsors. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group. With over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from, please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, and reliable. Acme Bar and Grill is currently located at 1105 East State Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Order your favorite pizza, pasta, salad, and more, all with the click of a button. Acme Bar and Grill accepts orders online for pickup. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves and trust Kurtz Mio to power wash your home. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. The world is waiting for you to make a difference in a way that only you can. Discover your strengths at Indiana Wesleyan University's residential campus in Marion, Indiana. For more, visit indwes.edu. Tom Steele Tire has been serving the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Big-Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big-Eyed Fish. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been serving food consistently since 1973. Their recipes use only the best fresh ingredients. They are family-owned, and they pride themselves on great quality. For more information, go to elaztecarestaurant.com. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business you can count on them to provide you with a system and solution that fits your unique needs. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Their specialized sports medicine team offer direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in the new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral is needed, which saves you both time and money. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more. Well, the Homestead Spartans win it 35-6 over the Concordia Cadets. A heck of a performance all across the board for Homestead, both in the running game and the passing game, and this defense got after Concordia quarterback Brandon Davis pretty consistently. We wondered about that. That was a concern that Tim Manigault had. The offensive line needed to be at their best, and Homestead's defense got pressure consistently.
Yeah, they most certainly did. I mean, you said that Davis was running out of time in the pocket a lot tonight, and it was shown there was 5 or 6 sacks in this game. He took a couple of tough hits. But on the offensive side for Homestead, I mean, Griffin Little, 2 touchdowns tonight, couple of big runs from Braden Hardwick, 59 and 53-yarders, both of them finding his way to the end zone. Great plays by Jake Archbold as well. Overall, a very solid performance offensively and defensively for the Homestead Spartans.
Luke Goody with, I believe it was 3 touchdown passes in this particular game. Braden Hardwick with 2. Now, these two teams will both have home games next week. For Homestead, they get Bishop Luers right here on Homestead High School campus. Bishop Luers 0-1 coming into tonight. I can't remember what the score was in their game tonight. I think they're playing Wayne.
I believe they are losing. Wayne is having a good night.
And Concordia is going to be at home against Snyder. That's anytime you play Snyder, that's a tough matchup no matter who you are. Snyder celebrating 55 years of high school football, been 55 very successful years. Ultimately, both teams looking for some big home wins next week.
Yeah, definitely. Concordia will be back at the friendly confines of Fred Zollner Stadium, and they'll look to use that to their advantage, having that home crowd behind them.
Well, the final score from here at Homestead is 35-0. For Rex Smith and also for Morgan Carroll on camera, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Homestead High School.